Wrestling fans, what is going on? Your boys are back for another episode of the. We're joined right now. We have a mega show going on tonight.
It's a mega show.
As you can see, we got two guests with us today. The one you may recognize, the Hammer, the voice of OCW, the old Paulie. And we are joined by a fellow Cleveland media family member from All Things Cavalier, co-host over there. My boy Joey Schneider. What is on, Joey? It's been a long time coming. You've been wanting to come on here for a while. Finally got you on, man.
I think since episode 1.
It's nice. It's good. It's definitely good to have you, man.
I appreciate it. Being on the show after the Royal Rumble. It's gonna be a great show. Appreciate it.
We're gonna have a good one tonight. We definitely have a lot to talk about. Lots of big spots.
Don't come after my record.
I see you down there in the corner, Paulie. Hold your horses. We definitely got a lot to talk about. We got some OCW news. We got a lot of big mega championship wrestling news, which I'm really excited about. March 25th is their next show, so the date is for that one. We got, like I said, a lot of Royal Rumble stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we can't wait to talk about the Rumble.
Letdowns, a lot of letdowns, in my opinion. A lot of maybe some people were happy about some stuff, but we'll definitely get into it. We'll talk about OCW first because that is probably the least amount that we have to talk about. Paulie,
yes.
How are you, sir? First of all, the voice of OCW. We haven't talked to you since before the last show.
Yeah,
but we do have a new show coming out. It's February 11th, Saturday Night Lights, the day before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We have two matches have been announced. And then we also have some other announcements, I guess, not of a match, but of some people that are one of whom I'm really excited to see.
Me too.
If we're talking about the same person, maybe the veteran.
We are definitely talking about the same person.
Okay. So the first match that was announced, as soon as the event was announced, was a heavyweight title match. The Guiding Light, Matthew Taylor, defending his newly won heavyweight championship against Aaron Williams. Now, maybe you know a little bit more about Aaron Williams than I do. I have never seen this man in OCW in my time. Where did he come from? Who is this guy?
So Aaron Williams is a indie wrestler who is traveling and just fighting, and he's one of those guys that's going to come in and potentially disrupt things. And if I recall correctly, and this is a weird symmetry, I believe he was the first challenger of Matthew Taylor's previous heavyweight championship reign. So it's weird.
This is Matthew Taylor's third reign, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I called every match of his second reign. He was basically the second real shock that I had the opportunity to call as the voice of OCW. And that sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
Joey, Paulie's like the Michael Cole of OCW.
Yeah, Paulie is their Michael Cole. He runs the color commentating booth along with Drew the Werewolf Starner. I run ringside camera, if you didn't know already. It's a lot of fun, man. We have a lot of good times. So if you ever want to come to that, it's out in the Akron area. You let us know.
Yeah, man.
We'll get you.
I'll be sure.
I'm looking for a McAfee, man. I'm looking for a McAfee.
I played football.
No,
Can you punt? Can you punt though?
Maybe like 13, 14 yards.
That's about as good as McAfee. We might be okay.
Another match we don't really have. Another match we have, Paul, that we don't really have a full match for yet. James the Baker Hickey, who's had his problems with the entourage, including losing at the last event, has challenged pretty much anybody. Open challenge to anybody in the entourage.
And that's important because there is another match that was just announced today, the number one contendership to the Ohio Heritage Championship, that is going to affect that challenge match. Because
I know who the challenger is already.
I have a funny feeling too, but Brandon Fields is going to be tied up in the three-way matchup with Chuck the Truck Morris and Bryant Huff. My God, Bryant Huff just keeps putting himself in championship position
man,
every
This
single
match
month.
I told Dean about earlier today. A three-way dance for the Ohio Heritage Championship #1 contender slot. Chuck the Truck Morris versus Brandon Fields versus the side piece Bryant Huff. Dude, like you said, Paulie, Bryant Huff just keeps putting himself into these awesome championship, or somehow getting himself into these awesome championship opportunities. I could see Bryant Huff winning this. I mean, this is a solid match. And then just announced actually 47 minutes ago, it says that Ryan Michaels will definitely be there. We've had another couple announcements of people who will be there, but no sense of what they're going to be doing. Ryan Michaels will be in the building. Jock Sampson will be making his OCW return. I don't know what to think. Jake Ely's upset, about the 427-day reign. What's going on with that? Jake Ely gets no rematch. There's no rematch clause in OCW, Paulie.
We don't know.
So leave it to me to have to be the Jake Ely sympathizer after 427 days of terror. But we went from the reign of the Thund era to the guiding light. And my God, how the hell did we end up there?
Dude, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. Something's got to be going on, in my opinion. Why was the boss man involved? Did Matthew Taylor kind of coerce something backstage with the boss man to be able to use that opportunity that same night he won it? I mean,
all I've been told by OCW management, because I immediately sought out OCW management in the days after the event, all I have been told is that Matthew Taylor executed a loophole in the contract that they did not necessarily foresee. Does that mean that that loophole will always be there in future #1 contendership matches, i.e. this upcoming three-way match between Huff, Morris, and Fields, and then you could possibly parlay that into a championship matchup? I don't know. But
sorry, Joe, I know you're sitting there like, I don't know who any of these people are, but
it seems to me that OCW management is not thrilled with the way that Matthew Taylor found himself into the OCW Championship triple threat match, how he put himself into the main event. We'll see where that goes. I mean, we're heading towards our biggest event of the year, Tradition, which is in May 27th, I believe, celebrating 20 years of Ohio Championship Wrestling. And
I got that pulled up. Hold on, give me 1 second.
We're essentially getting ready to get on the road to Tradition. We talk about the road to WrestleMania. We'll be talking about that later on tonight, but we're on the road to Tradition, which is going to be
the
awesome.
The road to Tradition has already been paved, my friend. I have dates and cards, or not cards, but dates and names of events.
It's the road exists, but I don't think it's necessarily paved. There's a lot of
it's there.
The gravel has been waiting to pave that.
The gravel has been laid. The one I'm like looking at this because in obviously February you have Saturday Night Lights. March we will have Final Cut. April Never Back Down, all culminating at Tradition in May. The Final Cut is very, I don't know, it gives off this weird vibe to me. And if it doesn't scream Derek Dillinger to you, I don't know what the hell we've been watching on OCW, because the Final Cut, the director, Paulie.
I would imagine he'll have the clapperboard ready on March the 18th for whomever comes out of the three-way matchup for the OCW Heritage Championship #1 contendership match. It's going to be interesting. Whoever wins that match is going to have a tough test. I mean, you talk about everything that Derek Dillinger has done. I mean, you could argue that he was the independent wrestler of the year if it weren't for Matt Cardona doing his thing on the indies in 2022.
I thought Matt Cardona was going to come back to the Royal Rumble as Zack Ryder.
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of bummed about that. I was really bummed about that. Can we talk about the Rumble? Let's get into
it. We will. Let me get Mega real quick because we have big announcements for Mega. Big. They're big.
Right. I want to hear what Joey
Mega
has
announced Mega's next Mega Championship Wrestling next event will be held at the Lorain County Community College Fieldhouse on March 25th. It is called Manifestation.
That's gonna be a good one.
Cool name.
The first match that was announced was TIM versus someone I'm not familiar with, Jason Kincaid.
He's got like a Bam Bam Bigelow type head
Dude,
tattoo.
I can only base this man. I can only base this man on his promo picture, and he looks like he
shit. By the way,
freaking kill somebody. He looks scary. So I mean, but Tim's a badass. So I mean, okay, that's match number one. Match number two has a superstar involved in it. Brandon Xavier has once again done it. Sebastian LaShawn of the Mega Church will be going one-on-one with AEW star Sonny Kiss.
It's gonna be a good one.
That should be a great match. Another match that has been announced, tag team titles will be on the line as Cash Inc. goes against Philly Marino Experience. PME is back in the Mega building.
PME is gonna win it.
I love
Another
PME.
match.
They're a great team.
Dude, I love Philly and Marino as well. This match just announced yesterday. Fatal four-way match. Cisco Silver will be taking on Defarge, Ashton Day, and AEW star Josh Woods will be in the building.
That's Cisco Silver from Lucha Underground?
No.
Oh.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Well, he got murdered in Lucha Underground, so I'm like, wait a minute, is he?
He's reincarnated. Who fucking knows?
And then just announced earlier today, we have a singles match. Brandon Xavier has said that he wants to make it happen again. I can't think of the word. I had it and I lost it. He wants to make a comeback of the women's division in Mega. He wants to bring it back.
Rejuvenation is what you're thinking.
There you go. A rejuvenation. Thank you, Paul.
A lot of the indies are trying to rejuvenate the women's division. OCW, no exception. So I'm eager to see independent women's wrestling.
Give us more women's wrestling.
Stronger than ever in 2023. Hell yeah.
Well, Mega Championship Wrestling has given us more women's wrestling. On March 25th, Megan Myers will be going one-on-one with Lucha Underground star Ivelisse.
That is, oof, wow!
I can't wait. I cannot wait to go to this event.
I've loved
Ivelisse. I've loved Ivelisse for years.
It's at LCC.
It's at LCC, yeah, out here. So it'll be a great time.
The thing with Megan Myers, I've had the chance to work with her a couple different times. She is on the cusp of breaking out to the next level. I think she's an incredible talent. And she knows what she's doing with her character.
Yeah.
I actually remember doing an interview with her and the power went off during the interview. Like we lost the feed. We were doing a live shot and we came back and we're like, so how did you do that? Because we were live.
What kind of witchcraft is that?
And then it was gone. And I think I literally ran out of the shot and left her there holding her noose going, like laughing maniacally, and I'm sitting here going, man, that is a star waiting to burst out. Let's get that star to the next level.
Joey, have you ever been to an independent wrestling show?
I have been. It's been a long time. The last one I was at was actually probably almost maybe 18 years ago when
you can come with us on the 11th, buddy.
I would have to. The last one was about 18 years ago, and it was to see a friend of mine who used to go by the name of back in the day we knew him as Michael Hutter, but you guys today might know him as EC3.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
So, yeah, we used to, and that was the last show, and then we went to the show, and then the next week he told us that he got a developmental deal with WWE.
And that was one hell of a show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good. I mean, you know what? I don't remember much about it. I remember his match, and then he was gone, and he pops around every now and again, but he's doing his own thing, so I haven't talked to him in a long time. But yeah, that was the last indie show I went to. But I will say I have been watching OCW to try and get my when you guys are talking and like the names are popping in, because obviously everything Believeland. I'm watching everything that I possibly can. All the podcasts, all the wrestling shows when they get on. We get messages like crazy, like, "Hey, are you guys going to be streaming the wrestling?" So, obviously, our owner Kevin Sleds is very, very involved in trying to get that going. So yeah, we get a lot of messages, and
I feel like
I
a
watch.
live show would be awesome for that.
I mean, it's not live, but I think it's
Even for the Cavaliers, like getting some live reactions.
That would be we're gonna be trying to do that coming up. I mean, the Cavs play tonight, and if you guys don't know, like Dean
Sports
said,
betting's legal in Ohio. I got money on the Cavs.
How are you
everybody,
feeling, Joey?
everybody.
How are you feeling about the Cavs right now?
Look, yeah,
okay. I want to hear it. So far,
everybody's
season,
excited for Mega. Real quick, everybody's excited for Mega. Lots of great announcements.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brandon Xavier. And I did forget the veteran Jack Vaughn will be at OCW Saturday Night Lights. I'm really excited to meet him. We're gonna make a freaking TikTok.
Is it because
Me, him, and
we
Jimmy
might take a chop from him? I don't care.
Maybe
I'll 100% take a shot from him.
Yeah, there you go. Joey can take a shot.
Wanted to take a shot.
I have to film
Paulie,
the show. I can't.
Let me chop you, Paulie.
No, I'm not an idiot.
Right.
I'm not going to get chopped.
All right, so here we go. Everything's good for local wrestling. Thank you so much for the announcements. We'll let everybody know as we get them. You guys will get them. Make sure we set it
online on Twitter and as well as Mega Wrestling on Twitter as well.
We said it a billion times. Northeast Ohio has a lot of fire wrestling all the time. So pay attention to us. We will get it to you. We'll get you the information. Now, tonight, the Cavs play the Clippers. Go ahead, Joey. Tell us why you hate the Cavaliers this week.
Oh, you know what?
What really grinds your gears about the Cavs?
Oh God. So if you guys would listen to our last podcast, our last All Things Cavaliers podcast with myself and my co-host Brandon Lewis, it was the first time in 65 episodes. I think this was 65 or 66 that Brandon dropped an F-bomb, which most podcasts, okay.
I was gonna say we drop them every once in a while. I
try not to.
First time, and I thought it would have been me. I thought I would have been the one to do it, and it wasn't Brandon.
You haven't done it yet?
I have not. No, I've been very well restrained. I've sworn a couple of times, but
good for you. I'm jealous.
Bad. I know it's crazy.
I asked Kevin immediately, and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Try not to do it every word." But immediately, I was like, dude, because it's gonna happen. And it sometimes, like when Paulie on the last show that we used to do, when we used to run ropes, Paulie would go off on these tirades about Vince McMahon, and he would drop a billion F-bombs.
Doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was
that
great.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
So the frustration with the Cavs comes from the fact that this team they're playing either up to the level of the team that they're playing that night or down to the level of the team. The consistency isn't there. This team is way better than they are playing right now because we saw it earlier in the year. And
we were the best defensive team at one point, right?
We're still top 5, I think, in almost both in defense in almost every category across the board. And even though we run one of the slowest offenses, we're still in the top 10 in offense. So it's kind of unbelievable to see. We have Mobley and Okoro and Allen, like this big defensive front, and then we got firepower with Garland and when Mitchell is in there, he's been down a little bit.
Is he playing tonight?
He is playing tonight. I do have him on my team for a certain fantasy. There
you go,
fantasy draft. That you get
if they want to sponsor us, they can get their name put on this thing and plastered everywhere.
Exactly,
that's right.
But so the frustration comes with that the Cavs they are not playing to the level that we know they are capable of. They were almost a playoff team last year without Donovan Mitchell, who is arguably one of the maybe 10 best players in the NBA right now.
I agree with that statement.
So that consistency needs to get there. And the blame also goes on JB Bickerstaff, because as much as we like our bench and as deep as our bench is, you can't run 11, 12, 13 guys out there every single night. You got to tighten up your rotations. You got to keep the guys who are playing well out there. I think you saw that the last 2 games with Evan Mobley, who needed to be more aggressive, got more aggressive, and both games had over 20 and 10, which is what we need Evan Mobley to do so he can grow and become that generational talent we think that he's going to be, alongside Garland, who's been averaging 20 and 10, but obviously points and assists.
What's going on? Didn't we draft his little brother? Mobley's little brother?
We drafted Isaiah Mobley. I believe
he's in Canton. He's in Canton at the Charge right now.
I believe he's at the Charge. They do call him up every once in a while.
The Charger in Cleveland, by the way.
Cleveland, yeah.
They play CSU, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought they're not in Canton anymore.
No,
nope, they moved to the Woolston Center.
Cool.
I do like their logo a lot, by the way.
Yeah, their logo's
It's
sweet.
better.
Their logo-
It's a lot
Their
better.
logo's sweet.
Yeah, I kind of wish the Cavs would switch logos with the Charge.
I wish the Monsters would rebrand
here we
and go
go.
back to the Lumberjacks.
We asked this question last night. So I'm gonna ask Joey. What are your feelings on the new City Edition jersey? Would you rock one? What are your feelings on the new City Edition jerseys? Would you rock one or no?
The new ones, you know what? I do like them a little. I think they're pretty sick. I hated it. I hated the jerseys that they had when the Sexland jerseys where they try to do like the Rock Hall and the different letters and the different. That just looks so.
I didn't like those either.
No, but I think the new City Edition jerseys look pretty slick. I like
the white ones with the tan and baby blue.
Yeah,
choice.
I
feel like a baby blue jersey would look dope with that logo instead of
I
white.
agree, but then we'll kind of take it back because that was I wouldn't call it baby. What would you call the Cavs' original colors, like the
Powder?
Mark Price?
Oh,
Was it powder blue?
That's not powder blue.
That's just blue.
Yeah,
I think they
This
call
is
it
blue.
royal blue.
Royal.
yeah, that's like
Okay.
royal.
Yeah.
Royal.
Yeah. Those
I
are
love
good
that
colors,
jersey
though.
most of all. The blue
That's
and
my
orange.
favorite jersey. I love Mark Price though. So
Me too.
all right, ladies, let's get into the Royal Rumble.
It's getting the meat and taters. Let's go.
Paul-
There we go.
Paulie, get the picks out.
Okay.
Before the show, I was leading 7-5 for the Piledriver Championship. We'll go in order. Look at his face because he already knows.
I don't give
Paulie?
up.
I mean, you watched
the
it
first
together.
match of the night. The first match of the night was the Royal Rumble. What points were available for the Royal Rumble?
The points available for the Royal Rumble were picking the correct winner, the person with the most eliminations, the Iron Man, the
So
entry
3
number,
points? Oh, that's right.
entry number of the eventual winner, and any surprise entrant.
We did
So
that for both the
5
men and women's, Joey.
Yeah,
5 total points available for each Rumble. In the first Rumble, what number did Dean pick? Just because you got to pick a random number.
yes.
3.
So
And
Dean
he picked 3, which was the Miz.
which
The
was
Miz
a
did not
bad
win.
choice.
Dean does not get that point. I think I picked number 17,
It
which
was a
was,
random number. What do you want from me?
which was Rey Mysterio, who's technically never got entered into the Rumble, so he is the winner.
Okay,
I read that
so
today.
actually
They were
there's
like
a
Cody
discussion
Rhodes
about
jumped over the top rope, he eliminated himself.
Yeah,
Rey Mysterio wins.
I've seen that
So-
all over too.
There's actually been a discussion about this, and WWE has actually confirmed the rule here. And it is if you do not enter the Royal Rumble by the time the next entrant enters,
You're
you are
disqualified.
disqualified from the
Oh.
Royal Rumble match. That is the
Wow.
official.
I was just
WWE
joking.
I never knew that.
Like, I didn't-
I didn't
Good to
either.
know.
It's one of those things that
You
they've
didn't know
never
that?
made-
quantified.
You know why? It's the Curtis Axel rule.
Apparently, Rey Mysterio is injured again. He got
Oh no,
injured.
he said he was injured, and it wasn't a lot injured because he still wants to have his spot with Dominic at WrestleMania, but it was enough to where he didn't want to try to aggravate it in the Royal Rumble. So he, did the whole spot where he got hurt backstage and Dominic took his mask, which was awesome in my opinion. Dominic coming out ripping that. I love heel Dominic.
Let's put the cards on the table here.
Dominic
Rey Mysterio
Mysterio's
has
come a
been
long
injured
way.
a lot recently.
Well, he's
needs to be
freaking
his final
100 years old.
WrestleMania. This needs to be the
Yeah,
swan song.
exactly.
He's not that
Put over
bad.
Dominic.
Ricky
and
Morton's
then
still going
retire.
out there having hardcore matches.
We can talk about
Ricky
that
Morton's
too
crazy.
Ricky. What's the other guy's name? Ricky Morton and who else?
From the Rock
Paulie,
and
what's
Roll
his name
Express.
from the Rock and Roll Express?
Bobby Gibson.
Okay, so Ricky Morton and Bobby Gibson.
Joey might be
Originally,
down to go
real
down
quick,
to this too.
I'm going off on this tangent real quick. On March 11th, there's a show down in Chillicothe, Ohio. It's like the Superstar Mega Show or something. I'll send you a link to it, Joey. And it's got a bunch of old wrestlers. Sting's
Sting.
going to be there. RVD, Carlito, Brother Devon. And originally, Paulie, Robbie Starr
Honky
was going to
Tonk
go
Man.
one-on-one. Robbie Starr was going to go one-on-one with Enzo Amore. He then said he talked some sense to Enzo, and him and Enzo will be taking on the Rock and Roll Express in
I'm
a
down.
tag team match.
That looks like a fun match.
Oh, that's gonna be
Like,
ridiculous.
Right?
So yeah,
Dude,
And
Ricky
if you,
Morton's
like, Joey, if
crazy.
you-
I don't know if you've kept up
Joey,
with
if
him
you
at
come
all,
to
if you
the
like
March
seeing him.
11th show, if you come to the March 11th OCW show, we can introduce you to Robbie Starr. He's great. He's a great dude.
I'm 100% down.
So yeah, that should be a crazy show. We'll talk more about that eventually. Like I said, my pick was 17. Obviously, Rey Mysterio didn't win. No points for me. Did either one of us probably pick the winner for most eliminations? Who got most eliminations?
So I haven't actually been able to confirm that as of right now.
I was gonna say I don't think either one of us
It doesn't
got
look
it.
like Braun
We'll
or Brock.
we'll look all that stuff up and get the final number, and we'll tweet
because
it out.
Dean picked Brock.
We'll
Dean picked Brock, and I picked
My
Braun.
understanding is Gunther may have had the most eliminations because he
Probably.
was the Iron Man and set the record for a single 30-man Rumble at over 70
I did not expect
minutes.
that out of Gunther. Did you, Joey?
I thought, you know what? I mean, I think we all, I mean, Gunther has been great. I mean, you know, obviously, I think, you know, if you followed from, you know, NXT from Europe and even, you know, the Indies from before that, you know, he's a ridiculously good wrestler and, you know, he's really lost weight, got in a really good shape. So
He has lost a lot of weight.
So I did actually, I was able to confirm, sorry to interrupt, most eliminations, Gunther and Cody tied at 5 each. So that means neither one of you got a point.
Okay,
Yeah, boom,
perfect. So nobody got a point. And then what was the other one? Was the winner? Dean picked
surprise
Cody
pick
Rhodes.
as well.
Oh, surprise pick. Surprise pick. I picked Randy Orton as my surprise comeback pick.
I would have popped so hard if Randy would have came out.
Me too.
Look,
There's like
Randy's
no
hurt,
surprises,
and Randy's
really.
hurt bad.
Who did you pick? Who did you pick, Dean, for your surprise?
The Godfather.
Yes,
That's
he did.
right. Neither one of them showed up, so no points there.
But credit where it's
We
due.
got
We
one
got some really
more,
cool surprises.
Right, Paulie? Before
Who?
the winner.
Who was the cool surprise?
I thought Booker T was a cool surprise in his home state, getting that pop, coming out, doing the spinner
For 60 seconds.
That's all you needed from him. Look, Booker
I
T
agree.
doesn't
I
need
agree.
to be
As
in
soon
the
as-
ring for more than 2 minutes.
As soon as he came out, that was the first thing I said. You three can all attest to that. Or you two can attest to that. I want to see a spinneroonie immediately. That's all I want to see. Just do it. Do it and jump over the top rope. I don't care.
And credit where it's due to Logan Paul.
We'll talk
yes.
about him. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
we'll-
him. Let me get to the points, Paulie.
I know
It's
points are
taking
important.
forever.
Well, that's because Paulie has the freaking points on his
You're just
phone.
You're like, just tell the people who did this. How many was that? Just
Oh,
let the people know I
shut
got
up.
the points.
You
Yeah,
shut up. Dean, you got points for this match, not me.
Yes,
You
because
picked Cody Rhodes to
Dude.
win.
Mike's winning right now. Let's just
What a hater. I picked whatever. You're a hater. Go ahead. Hater. Best spot of the night was Logan Paul and Ricochet. You can't convince me otherwise. It was the best thing that happened all night long.
I'm just glad they're okay.
Yeah, they're both fine. They're both fine. And it was, I mean,
Were you shocked by that, Joey?
I'm not shocked by the athleticism because I think we've seen it for both of them. So I mean, more, obviously more Ricochet, but we knew Logan Paul's that. We knew that was something that's in his arsenal. But I mean, I don't think I've ever seen two guys go like that, clothesline perfectly in the right smack dab in the middle. And I mean, like if you're gonna do something crazy as that, they did it about as perfect as it could ever be hoped to be done. They both clothesline, both across the chest, wasn't on the neck. They both
they went opposite sides. Heads both went opposite sides.
I mean, to me that it's almost reminiscent of Edge spearing Jeff Hardy
off the belt.
Yeah, because that was like there were so many things that could have gone wrong. And they both did everything right to make it.
I love this.
This is
your dude. You're about to blow. You're blowing my point up right now.
So
who did this spot? Who did this? What two guys? Just say their names one more time. Say the professional wrestler name first.
For what? What we're talking about right now?
It was Ricochet and fucking Logan Paul. Not somebody crazy. Not AJ Styles. Not some professional wrestler who's been doing this shit for 30 years. Logan Paul. Between Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, those are the best celebrities that have gotten to the ring in the past 30 years.
You know what? I will say I might throw McAfee in there.
I agree.
Yes.
I'll give you Mac. I'll give you Pat.
Yeah.
I'll give you Pat too.
That was super impressive.
He does his due. And Paulie, real quick, we talked about this last night. Michael Cole and Corey Graves did not know that Pat McAfee was coming. His plane landed 20 minutes before the show. Their reactions were 100% genuine.
That's cool.
Definitely Michael Cole's.
Oh, Michael Cole
so
was happy
that
as
was I
shit
read
when
that
Pat
today, and
McAfee
that was
came
really
out.
cool.
Yeah.
That is
But
actually really
again,
cool.
this
What a
spot
way to
was
kick
done
off the
by
night, too.
Logan Paul and Ricochet. Like, of course, I expect something like that from Ricochet. I've seen Ricochet do double flips in the, like, of course. But Logan Paul, to get everything perfect, it was perfect. Dude, they stood on the ring, they talked shit to each other for a couple minutes,
Yeah.
and then they were like, let's fucking do this. Bam! Perfect. It was glorious. The jump from, what was it, Saudi Arabia, right, Paulie? Where he went Roman? The jump with the phone, the elbow drop was perfect with a cell phone in his hand.
Yeah, that was perfect too.
Except,
Dude's been impressing me more and more every time he comes out.
He tore his knee up. He tore his knee up on that spot though, didn't he? With
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
So that's why I was surprised that he was back this soon. That wasn't that long ago.
That was a good surprise. That was a good surprise entrant. I don't think anybody expected. Like, I heard rumblings, but I didn't expect Logan Paul to be here.
No, not at all. I didn't expect it. I thought it was cool.
Besides Booker T, was there another legend?
No, there was no other legends. No.
There really wasn't that many in the women's either.
Everybody got the Samoa they didn't want.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the Rock. Everybody got Nia Jax.
That's why Rock's mama was there.
Hey, I love Nia Jax though, so I love Nia Jax. Yes, she's a little unsafe. Of course, she needs work, but everybody could use work. Like, there's been wrestlers before that have been like Seth Rollins at one point. Everybody said Seth was unsafe, correct, Paulie?
Yes, they did.
Now you haven't heard anything about it in years because Seth,
I think that all goes back to the buckle bomb.
The work.
Joey, what are your thoughts on
buckle bomb?
That buckle bomb, yes, 100%. That was dangerous as hell.
So let's get into the women. Let's get into the women. Yeah, thoughts on Nia Jax's return?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I liked the storyline between Nia and Alexa from from many years ago. I thought
when they were like besties.
Yeah, then I think Nia was like the face at that time, and the payoff at WrestleMania, it paid off at WrestleMania. Nia won the championship. The crowd popped. I thought, like, when you're getting into this stuff, like, you're looking at the storytelling and you're looking at a lot of the aspects of what's going on. I thought that was kind of like the top. As far as Nia now, I mean, just bring her in as like a big monster heel, especially considering right now you're running Charlotte Flair out there as the face. So yeah, I mean, Charlotte is a natural.
Face Charlotte's weird to me.
Yeah, she's a natural heel. So if you're running her out there as a face, you got to have someone who people hate even more as the.
I mean, I'll give you that, sure. Yeah, because people fucking hate Nia Jax.
Exactly. So and on top of that, do you really have anyone in those spots right now? Because we haven't announced, we haven't talked about the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, but we know who she's probably going to go against.
Well, that was my next question. That was my next question, actually, to Paulie, is I was going to say, whoever won the Men's Rumble, which we all know was Cody, we know he's going to fight Roman. Roman's holding both belts, but the women, there's two different champions. So who does Rhea Ripley face, Paulie? I don't.
Well, first and foremost, we should point out Rhea Ripley set the record for the longest.
Shout out to Rhea, man.
Hey,
mommy.
Dean won the other matches, like the points for the other matches, and Rhea Ripley retained me the belt.
Rhea Ripley was in the Royal Rumble match for 1 hour, 1 minute, and 3 seconds.
That's crazy.
Liv Morgan was in the Royal Rumble for 1 hour, 1 minute, and 2 seconds.
That's right.
Liv Morgan was 1 second away from history. And now we don't know what her road to WrestleMania, if she has one, looks like. And I think that's going to be something to chart going forward, because ever since she lost the SmackDown Women's Championship, she's been unhinged. This could be another thing that continues the storyline of her being unhinged and crazy. Yeah. Does she go after the women's tag team titles? Does she go after the SmackDown Women's Championship again? Where does she end up? Also, Rhea, the first woman to ever win from the #1 spot. Only 4 people in history have ever accomplished that feat in the 35 years.
Badass way too.
I asked this question last night. But I'm going to ask it again because he's the best. Hey, Paulie, who was the first person to ever win it from #1?
Shawn Michaels.
Damn right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Shawn Michaels had a little bit of influence on the Women's Royal
Of
Rumble match
course.
because there was a significant NXT feel to it. You had
What's her
Indy
name?
Hartwell,
What was
Zoe
her name?
Stark,
One more time. Holly,
Roxanne Perez.
there you
the
go.
NXT
Yep.
Women's
Dean knew
Champion,
exactly who I was
Roxanne
talking
Perez.
about. She kicked ass last night.
She did. You know who
She's
else
already
was,
ready for the main roster.
Who else was good?
I thought Zoe Stark looked
Yes.
really
Yes.
good too.
God, yes. Zoe needs to be called up immediately.
I'm pretty sure that Nikita Lyons would have been in it as well, but I read she got hurt on NXT.
Yeah, she has I believe it's a very significant knee injury. I think is it ACL and MCL or
Those suck.
Yeah, it's
I've been there.
The NXT parking lot strikes again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, but God,
to
Zoe looked really good.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
But
To answer your question from earlier, though, which title does Rhea Ripley go after? That's obvious.
Yes.
She needs to go after the SmackDown Women's Championship and Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
You need the redemption story
Right.
of Rhea
I agree
Ripley
with that.
beating Charlotte Flair, and
At
that's the only
WrestleMania.
way to get there.
But what does that do for Judgment Day? Does that dissolve them? Do they split
No.
up?
I think it's kind of like
Like-
Bullet Club, where they're Bullet Club when they need to be, but otherwise they're off on their own doing their own thing.
I mean, Roman still shows up. You know what I'm saying?
And that opens up Bianca Belair for a number of potential suitors at WrestleMania. I could easily see a fatal four-way matchup coming out of that.
What a weird, abrupt ending to that match last night.
What, the
Like
women's?
it didn't. Yeah, the Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss match. It was going, and it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best, and then
Alexa,
it was over. Like what? And then Alexa's freaking out over the Wyatts again.
Alexa's been off since her return. She doesn't seem like she's herself.
I don't know if it's Alexa as much as they're trying to really push this, the whatever they're doing with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. They're really trying to push that agenda with Alexa Bliss. So they're not really giving her the time.
Exactly. To do a solo character kind of deal.
Yeah. And on top of that, which is then, at the end of every single one of her matches, they have to do some sort of gimmick with, so someone's coming out or something's happening with, with Bray Wyatt or with Uncle Howdy or whatever they're calling it, the Wyatt Six. I don't know what it is now.
It's so we don't, the WWE hasn't technically called it the Wyatt Six.
Right.
Bray Wyatt, while away from WWE, filed a trademark for Wyatt Six, like the name Wyatt and the number 6. And then he started hashtagging on everything. And then this moth showed up on his Instagram, the one that's behind Dean, before he came back to WWE. And then when he came back, people got to speculating, obviously. And then if you count them, though, the Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy makes 6 people. So the Wyatt Six, people are speculating who's Uncle Howdy,
last night he had Roman numeral 6 on the side of his head in the black paint.
When that blacklight stuff,
that blacklight paint was sweet.
Yeah, that's where we're headed
next. Ass, but that face
you
paint
seen the angle of Uncle Howdy coming off the thing with the elbow drop and missing completely?
Where he did a coffin drop, kind of just missed.
Completely.
Yeah.
Who is Uncle Howdy? Joey, do you have any speculations?
It's Bo.
It has to be.
It doesn't look like Bo up there, though.
It's the most hated man on the planet. It's Bo, who's the most hated man on the planet right now.
Yeah.
I believe
He's getting a lot of
Bo
heat.
Dallas.
Well, I mean, he gets heat from me because how does Bo hook up with Liv? That's what I want to know.
We've been wondering that for a while. Good for you, man. Good for you.
If you wanna hook up with a girl like Liv Morgan, all you gotta do is believe.
That was good.
Or have been Enzo Amore.
No.
Hey, that's the smack talk of Skywalker. You better watch out, buddy.
But I think the match that everybody's going to be talking about at Royal Rumble is going to be the undisputed WWE Universal Championship matchup. And we don't have to talk about the match itself. We all knew where that was going to go. Kevin Owens loses to Roman Reigns. It's the post-match that everybody is talking about right now.
I don't know if my finger will disappear in the green screen, but you fucking see it, don't it? We the ones, baby. I told you.
Handcuffing
I told
KO
you
to the
acknowledge your
damn
tribal
ropes,
chief.
and he ate like
Dude.
16 super kicks.
Eat 17 pieces of a biscuit.
this storyline from the bloodline has been probably the best storyline WWE's put out in years.
And it's
And I was
because
talking to my
WWE's
buddy
not
Mark.
putting it out. They're literally
And
not
I was
involved
talking.
in it.
Well, I was talking to my buddy Mark, and his theory, I guess it's not a theory, I don't know what you'd call it. He thinks that the reason that people are so like invested in this bloodline storyline, saying that it's the greatest storyline ever, is because WWE doesn't really
Hasn't been
do
doing shit.
long-term storytelling anymore. So
100%.
because they've been doing this, and it's the same thing you said last night, like, why did Jay leave? Jay left because he was forced into the bloodline. Sammy had a choice. You know what I'm saying? So that Jay couldn't leave, but Sammy totally could have left last night. So that when he did what he did, Jay was like,
Well, go
and then I
one
told
step
Dean,
further with it. Go one step further with that. Sammy gave his all as an honorary member of the bloodline, and Roman Reigns still turned his back on him. So what does that mean for Jey Uso, who is blood, if he'll turn his back on somebody who was literally loyal to the very end? No, it's one of those storylines where, if you've read any of the interviews that Sami Zayn's done, he's talked about how it just accidentally happened. This was supposed to be a 2 to 3 week thing to get from one pay-per-view to the next, and all of a sudden we've got a 6-month storyline that needs to culminate in some way, shape, or form with Sami Zayn costing Roman Reigns the Universal Championship. There's no other way around it. We're in Daniel Bryan territory now.
Okay, and I read that today too. I read that storyline too, but now I've also read this one. What about Jay? Because I told Dean this. We were watching the football game earlier. Jay, 58 minutes ago at the time, so it was probably like 2 hours ago, posted a Instagram that said it was just him, like a picture of his face from last night in the ring, and it said, "I'm out," with the blood drop emoji.
That's
so
perfect.
So potentially at this point, Jey Uso has left the bloodline. Does Jey Uso pull a Jeff Hardy and win a title for a month? Does Sami Zayn help Jey Uso win this title?
Ooh,
maybe, but I think the fans
I'd be
would
down
revolt
with
against
that.
it. I
So
think the
would
fans
I.
would turn on that.
That
The
dude,
fans
that's fine.
want Sami Zayn as the world champion.
I agree with that one too.
I agree with you. I love Sami Zayn. I can't imagine Sami Zayn as world champion.
Like being the face
Here's
of the
the
company.
thing. You don't have to imagine it. It's going to happen. It has to. Otherwise, there's going to be a huge uproar from the fans. And the one thing that Triple H has done better than anybody else that has ever held the pencil in WWE is listen to the fans.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he did. I mean, Triple H did have a say in when Daniel Bryan went over. But
yeah, because there was no choice. You're getting wrestling shows hijacked by the fans because they're not getting what they want. They're not getting listened to.
Well,
So
then where does that leave?
do it again.
Where does that leave Jay then? You think? I mean, just because
I think Jay is the after Mania plan.
You see this going past Mania?
Oh God, yes. Because once he loses the titles, you're going to need somebody to feud with Roman Reigns.
Exactly. He's going to
Jey
need
Uso.
Roman's going to need somebody to blame. Because that way, and that'll give Cody time to go off and do his own thing with the title. With you already know who his first opponent will be. I guarantee.
I hope he brings back Big Gold.
You already know who his first opponent, Paulie, will be. I guarantee you already know.
Or
his
like
first
a
opponent.
new modern version of the Winged Eagle.
He'll lose. His first opponent will lose. He'll get a successful defense against the person he's beat 4 times.
I don't
already.
think that's the first one in line. I don't. I think they're going to save that for SummerSlam.
Seth versus Cody.
Seth versus Cody would be SummerSlam. You would not put that on WrestleMania Backlash. If anything, I would put maybe a Kevin Owens in that position. I would put maybe. I
really want to
give Jey Uso that opportunity, or you could do the rematch with Roman Reigns.
I can see KO with the title, but I don't. You know what? After last night, I mean, the match. The match itself. I thought was when Roman wrestles, everything he does is deliberate. Like it's like he's slow, but like his matches have been really good the past.
I concur.
I mean, he is.
Go ahead.
I never thought that we get to a point where we're sitting here going, Roman Reigns has elevated every person that he has been in the ring with.
I'll say that.
Not
I'm going to disagree with that.
I would.
If Roman Reigns elevated him, they've elevated Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
I'll give you that, but he has not elevated a single person.
I don't know. I mean, there's
who's come out of a feud with Roman Reigns better?
Roman Reigns.
He's Bray Wyatt. That's the problem, and that goes back to the pitch black match. How is LA Knight going to bounce back from that? Because nobody
LA
has
Knight
come
just
out
got
of a
over
feud
as
with,
hell.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
I think LA Knight will be all right.
Yeah,
I hope so. Because
this is a win-win for
Bray
LA
Wyatt.
Knight. You got the interaction with Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? You got this whole match. The way that go home show, he had the crowd behind him the whole time he was talking,
which was super funny. I saw after that too was another lower, tidbit of information. LA Knight was once managed by Paul Bearer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
I think him and Brian Cage were like a tag team.
Yes.
So, yeah. And they were managed by Paul Bearer.
Brian Cage is scary.
But to circle back to the
huge.
whole
go ahead, Paul.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing. The next pay-per-view, premium live event is the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. Sami Zayn is
that Sami Zayn's hometown or Kevin Owens' hometown?
It's Sami Zayn's hometown, Montreal, Quebec.
Okay.
So you have to put him against Roman, but you have to do it in a way that makes sense because technically Sami Zayn hasn't done a damn thing to earn a title shot.
To deserve a title
most of
shot.
his matches. So you got to find a way to get him to the dance. One way you could do that would piss a lot of people off and get Roman enough heat heading into Mania to see him get beaten by Cody is what I've kind of come up with over the last 24 hours.
Because you saw the picture of Sami
the
Zayn on the
Elimination
chair.
Chamber. You have to survive the Elimination Chamber to get the title shot, and then Roman comes out and says, okay, here's your title shot.
Tonight. Yep, right and now. They start fighting right now. Yep.
And you can just...
And then Roman Reigns dog sports the fuck out of Sami Zayn. Just beats the shit out of him, dude. And then everybody will hate him.
You can't do that to him.
Dude, they were can't F Roman Reigns last night.
Roman would get nuclear heat.
That's what they want
right now. I have never.
That's what they want. They want that nuclear heat to keep going that way. So when Cody takes that title, where's WrestleMania in Hollywood? What's in it? It's not Staples Center, is it?
SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles,
Stadium. The roof's gonna blow off when Cody wins the freaking title, dude. Because everybody's gonna hate Roman so much, and it's gonna have Cody Rhodes get his Dusty Rhodes moment, standing in the ring holding both belts,
crying,
and that'll be 900 plus days at that point.
Yeah, 900 plus days. Where's that put him on the list, Paulie?
Like in the top 5.
Okay.
Time.
I didn't know if he cracked the top 3, but
he's closing in on Pedro Morales, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he's like 100. He's like 120 days away from beating Pedro's record.
Do you think they split the titles and Roman wrestles on night 1 and 2?
No.
Or
I've heard that. I've heard that a lot.
Originally. I thought that originally, but not anymore.
I think what's going to happen is the draft is going to split the titles back up because the draft is tentatively scheduled for after WrestleMania, week after WrestleMania, just like it used to be. USA Network officials, NBC Universal, is not happy that they haven't had the heavyweight championship or a heavyweight championship on Raw in well over a year now. Fox is thrilled because they've had the only heavyweight champion for 2 years now. Yeah. There has to be something. We have to get the WWE Championship, which has a 60-plus year lineage, back to its rightful spot, which is separated from this disgusting Universal Championship bullshit. That title is cursed. I'm fine with Roman having his record. Whatever. Go do that thing. Give me the WWE Championship.
How many days has he been the champ, Paul?
If you could scrap
182 as of right now.
If you could scrap the Universal title.
Sorry, one more time, Paulie. How many?
882.
So Pedro Morales is at 1027 at number 5.
So he's top 6. Sorry,
he is number 6 because the number 6 on this list is CM Punk at 434.
And here's the thing: there's been a lot of discussion that Roman isn't going to lose the title at WrestleMania, and I've heard that too.
I've heard that too. What'd you say? What'd you say again, dude?
I'd be mad.
Yes,
I'd be pissed, bro.
I don't care if you're trying to put him in the top 5. Tonight. He's not the top 5 guy.
I got a shirt that says "Acknowledge your daddy."
Not gonna happen, bro.
If Roman,
Fuck you.
If you don't take the title off of him now, you have nobody to take the title off of him.
Agreed.
Ever.
Cody
But
has to
that's
take it off of him.
but that's where maybe they say, well, he loses one of the titles because they have to keep one on him. And then, later down the line, he loses it to someone who's worthy. But I mean, Roman he is on another level now than anybody else as far as
it's called
character.
God mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, from a character standpoint,
I agree.
it's just like in my head, I think to myself, like, who could realistically take the title off of Roman? Because
It's got to be Cody or Seth.
Right.
And while I agree with everything you're saying, Joey,
it,
it's hard. And I see Dean laughing over here. Roman Reigns, I will forever tell you, as a member of the Shield, was member number 3. He was the worst member of the Shield. I hated Roman Reigns. I hated when they split the Shield and he decided to be the Shield Roman Reigns still by himself. I hated that.
Vince was trying to shove us down.
As soon as that, yep, exactly. When they tried to John Cena him to us, I freaking hated him. As soon as the head of the table, I've always been a Paul Heyman guy, so it's probably got a lot to do with that as well. As soon as Paul Heyman started carrying that belt and he became the head of the table, dude, Roman Reigns is the best character.
Man.
Roman,
he's my favorite character they got going right now. I mean, I still love Seth Rollins. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, and that's one thing you gotta give to Seth is he was the top of the food chain for a long time, and then had to reinvent himself into what he is now to be still at that.
He's still at the top of the food chain. Don't get it twisted.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He had to reinvent himself twice.
Exactly.
Redesign, reinvent, reclaim.
The Messiah, and then what is he now? Drip God or?
Yeah,
Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins, yeah.
I mean, how many times can the same guy? Well, I guess Wyatt. You can kind of put in there
Jericho.
Jericho. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, we said that last night, and even Cody Rhodes has even done it real well.
Yes,
Cody Rhodes has been able to
Stardust.
He was able to use. Yeah, nobody would able just like Goldust. Nobody would have been able to do that besides Dustin Runnels. Nobody.
Shout out to I love the whole Shattered Dreams Goldust shout out last night.
I do too.
I was pissed that they didn't show him doing it though.
They should have showed it. They should have showed a better angle, like from the side, because it showed him kick the bottom turnbuckle, and it didn't really look good. But shout out to Cody Rhodes for multiple. He did multiple tributes last night. You got the Shattered Dreams, and then after he won, he kissed his fingers and then pulled the gun. And then today, the Young Bucks have changed their Twitter bio to a sign like this emoji and a gun emoji. So, they acknowledge that's pretty cool. Bullet Club forever.
One of the cool things about this Rumble, in both of the Rumble matches specifically, it felt like there was a lot of chaotic energy throughout the match, which is something that has been missing from the last few years of the Rumble. It's all felt kind of cookie cutter. There was stuff happening every single second of the match. You
mean like with I'm going to use Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, that kind of stuff, for example. That's what you're talking about.
Or Damage Control and Bailey fighting up the rampway.
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
I tried to bait him with a Brock Lesnar.
I'm not a youngster.
I wore this shirt just for you today, Paulie.
So Joey, let me just let you in on one of those. Let me just let you in on a little information.
I have that exact shirt, Dean.
Do you the Cleveland one?
I have it too.
Yes, I do.
I have it too. Paulie hates Brock Lesnar. Like with a passion. Like last night when Brock Lesnar was throwing stuff in the ring, Paulie's sitting here on the couch with sausage dip and shit. He's like,
I was watching it with my nephews, and they're younger, and for them, like, they don't appreciate the storytelling. They just
they just want to see beat them up.
They don't appreciate shit.
So my one nephew is a little bit older. He's 15, and he likes the bad guys. He wants the bad guys to win.
Me too.
Me too, kid.
His brother, who is 9, my other nephew, he only wants the good guys to win.
No, that's bad.
Like, he hates Roman Reigns. Like, And last night,
High five.
I left before it ended, and he couldn't watch the ending.
Really?
It was because it was
Hell, I couldn't watch it. That was rough.
It was brutal to just see what they did.
Dean said it earlier too. KO got handcuffed and super kicked in the face like 47 times. That was probably the most brutal thing I've seen in WWE in a long time.
I mean, I don't think I've seen anything like that since with Lesnar and Cena. Was the first Lesnar and Cena?
SummerSlam 2014.
Where he just dominated him.
Yeah.
Where he just came in the ring and threw him around. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but this was just like this. It was
a massacre.
It was.
I was so happy. Dude, I remember watching that SummerSlam and I was like, nah, John Cena's not even going to get a move of offense. This is awesome. Suplex. And then he looked right at the camera. Suplex City, bitch. Game over.
That's where it came from.
Yep.
But this match with KO and Roman kind of reminded me of that. Because KO got his offense in and, the ref got knocked down. But I would say 95% of the match was Roman just beating the living hell out of Kevin. And you can even near the end of the match, Kevin's trying to fight back and he's not even Roman's not even registering the hits. And then, spear, whatever.
Superman punch, reversal, spear. Yeah, I know. I agree. Roman's moveset is very, very boring.
He brought out the drive-by, which I
love the drive-by. I love the drive-by.
When KO went for the super kick and he just lifted him up and power bombed the hell out of him. Like Roman has these moves that he pulls up from time to time that I wish he would do more because, like you said, his moveset's limited.
Yeah,
but that match, it was just brute. He just slamming him. I don't know, how did KO not have a concussion
on those chairs
on the steps?
Yeah, like twice.
Oh yeah, when he kept slamming him on the corner of the steps.
Hated that.
Paulie hated that. He did. Paul, you cringed last night while we were watching that when he did that to him. It was pretty vicious.
I damn near lost my sausage dip.
Real quick while we're talking about that, I'm gonna shout him out. I'm gonna shout him out on the pod. Shout out to Lil J last night for hosting our little Royal Rumble party we had with Tyler and Jeff from Wrestling Dean and Paulie. Joey, more than welcome. I'm sure next time if you want to come, brother. But we had a great time. We had pizza and dips and buffalo chicken dips and, like Paulie said, sausage dips, and it was a great time, man. I had a great time. So thanks, Lil J. We definitely appreciate that.
I do as a guest. I know I do have a question for the three of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to taking out Alexa Bianca, taking out the Pitch Black match.
Yeah, you have to do that.
I'm just taking them out. What would you rate the men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, and the main event?
Oh, okay. So we do that on our show here. We do that. No. You don't have to take those matches out. You don't take them out. They were part of the show.
No. Fuck those matches.
Last
those
night
matches sucked.
You have to, Dean. You can't take away Piledrivers because the crappy matches.
We rated from 1 to 5 Piledrivers.
You get 1 to 5 Piledrivers. And last night,
kind of like Dave Meltzer's star system.
Last night, I'm going to give the show a solid 3.5 Piledrivers because of the shitty matches. If we take those matches out of the show will get at least a 4 for me. But because of those matches, you got to take it down a little bit.
I've heard a lot of
the Royal Rumble matches were choice. I loved them.
I've heard a lot of speculation that the Rumbles were predictable, and I guess I can understand that. But let me posit this to you.
I said the same thing, and I'll say my point that I've been saying to people in wrestling Facebook groups all day.
We've all watched movies, TV shows, read books, blah, 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 blah. Halfway through those books and movies, you generally have an idea of what's going to come next.
What's going to happen.
That doesn't mean that that's bad. It just means that you're telling a good story.
That means your intuition is there into the story. Now, if
it were unpredictable and you suddenly decide to have, I don't know, Ronda Rousey show up and win the Royal Rumble again, now I would be pissed because that makes no sense. You're not telling a story at that point. The Cody Rhodes stuff, you were telling a good story.
Yep, let's talk about him. The only thing
I'd rate last night a 3. But
3.
You did what?
3 Piledrivers.
Three.
Three pile
Women's
drivers.
Royal Rumble would
I'm
be
rating
a
the Royal Rumble
4.
yesterday 3.
I'll say Paulie gave it a 3 pile drivers as well. I'll give it a 3.5 and be a little generous, I guess.
Joey, what you
Individual
giving it?
Rumbles would be a 4, though.
Joe, how many pile drivers you giving it?
I will give it 4 because I will forgive the 2 horrible matches because as Paulie alluded to, the Royal Rumble matches, they didn't seem stagnant. They didn't have Lesnar throwing everyone out. It was like when the next person came in, they were doing all their signatures and finishers and getting pops, and it was chaotic, but it was really fun. And the other thing and people are complaining, but I don't know if this is a bad thing. There weren't a lot of surprises, okay, but they didn't need them, which I think is something that really needs to be talked about at some point. Is they didn't need surprises because they had this mix of young talent and this mix of, the older guys. It
was nice to see Santos Escobar and younger people that we haven't seen in the Royal Rumble before. I totally agree with you.
So I thought that Cody was the right winner for the men. I thought Rhea was the right winner for the women. But let me get this out of the way. I'm giving it a half a star just because of Evil Asuka.
Yes.
That was
hell yes.
She
was dope.
Awesome.
When she came out in that mask, I'm like, oh, this is true. It's gonna happen. Kana's back.
Clown.
Yep. And so I mean the women did exactly what the men did. I thought it was hilarious when Michelle McCool came in with the Uggs. That's all I could talk about.
That was great. She jumped because they showed her two matches before. They were like, "Hey, Michelle McCool's here with her kids," and
then they hit her music and they panned to the entranceway and she's still in her seat behind the announcers. That's perfect.
That was
you
good.
immediately started speculating, is Undertaker going to show up at the Rumble?
Yeah. And well, not just that, but then the fact that they were kind of making fun of her because she literally was wrestling in Uggs.
Yep, she did a great job. I mean,
shout out to the announce team. Shout out to the announce team. Those 3 guys did a hell of a job last night.
That was my last point. Was so the men's, the women's, and the main event. great storytelling from the main event. The Royal Rumbles, I really enjoyed, but Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee did a hell of a job together because, Graves is kind of that, you know how he is. McAfee kind of has the same energy, but on the opposite side.
Exactly.
On the opposite side. And then you got Michael in the middle who's Paulie. Yeah.
Directing traffic and hoping not to get run over.
Exactly.
I'm totally going to steal that from you, Joey. That's where my 0.5 extra came from, is because Pat McAfee fucking showed up at 20 minutes beforehand.
Wait. Hang on. I just got some new information, and I am dropping it down to a 3.5.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Hardy. That
was trash.
That just dropped. I totally
that was trash.
I
forgot about it too. It was so
I forgot about it too.
I think we went outside. I think we went to the bathroom, went on a smoke break or something.
At the very least, you should have had Solo Sikoa wipe him out after the song.
Oh, that would have been great.
Then you wipe out Solo Sikoa from the main event. You have a reason that the Usos are not at ringside. You have a reason why it's just Sammy.
It's only Sammy, yeah.
And you can continue the storyline of the bloodline is going too far. Maybe we strip Roman of one of the belts.
Let me throw in my point about Cody real quick. We all knew Cody Rhodes was going to win this match, especially when he announced that he was coming back, which in my opinion was the worst decision. Paulie said it wasn't, but I think it was. Especially if he was coming back at 30. Hey, Paulie, when John Cena came back at number 30, did he tell everybody he was coming back?
Okay, but this is
no.
Why
not stop. No, he didn't. Stop. No, he didn't. You can talk when I'm done. No, he did not. John Cena showed up at number 30.
Good Lord.
It was awesome. He got a great pop. It was fantastic. We all knew Cody Rhodes was destined to win this match. That's how he gets his storyline.
A surprise.
I just wish he would have came in at number 14 to 17, 14 to 18. Make him work a little bit more for it. He does get good graces from me because he did have a one-on-one match with Gunther for 7 to 10 minutes.
First time that was nice. That the number 1 and number 30 were the final 2 entrants in the Rumble match.
Gunther was chopping the shit out of him.
But I really just wanted him because it, kind of in my mind cements that more of a I worked for it. I came in, I drew number 17. Not, hey, I'm Cody Rhodes. I'm coming back and declaring for the Royal Rumble. I'm number 30. He might as well have told everybody in the vignette.
There were still like 7 people in the ring when he came out.
Still.
Yes, that's the first point I was going to make. The second point is, you and I both know who Santos Escobar is. We both know who the Legado del Fantasma is. We know who Gunther is. We know who all these stars are, right?
Yeah.
The average fan does not. And they know who Cody Rhodes is because they've seen him on TBS doing that show with Snoop Dogg. They've seen him on AEW.
Okay, so what's the point? What's the point? So you're saying you get more time with Santos Escobar in the ring so people know their names?
Yes, you needed the star power to go, hey guys, we got Cody Rhodes. We got Brock Lesnar in this thing. You got to come see this thing. It's going to be amazing. Because then you bring the average fan in and they go, who the hell is
Agreed.
Gunther,
that's a dumb take.
Gunther's been in here for 65 minutes now. My God.
Exactly.
Win this thing.
That's a dumb take, which is why Cody Rhodes could have been in there. I would have
take.
rather Cody Rhodes came in at I would have rather him came in at number 17 and got hit around, laid in the corner a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it would have give him a Johnny Gargano time and then the win. Give him a 32 minutes in the match and then the win. Not I've been in the match for 15 minutes and 7 of them was one-on-one with Gunther.
But here's the thing. Cody Rhodes didn't pick his number. He's not the person.
Fuck you, he didn't pick his number.
He's not the person booking this thing. Triple H.
He sound like that. He sounds like that one dude in the bleachers. It's still real to me, damn it.
Didn't they show the video of the superstars going up and picking random numbers off the board?
Yes, it was random numbers. He got lucky. He got number 30.
Random numbers that were on blank sheets of paper.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
I told him in catering.
Maybe there's something on those.
Still real to us, damn
I kind of want to like meet you guys in the middle because I agree with Paulie on a lot of the points. You don't know, the average person they didn't know who Gunther was. They're gonna know now because that dude, he's the Intercontinental Champion. We know that he's a phenomenal wrestler. But now the world has seen it, and he can have a lengthy IC title run. He can be, that maybe that heel that needs to happen so that a face can emerge somewhere, to fight for the IC title. But and they had great matches before.
It's the only title that Sheamus has never held in his entire WWE career.
Well, and
the IC title
versus Sheamus at Mania.
But I also agree. With Mike, because it you know what, and I'll even go further and say it didn't have to be 17. It could have been from like
24,
10 to 24, 10 to 24, exactly. The
22, like anything. Do not number 30.
You know what I think? You know who I think should have been number 30? Edge.
That'd have been cool.
Edge coming out at number 30 would have.
Beth Phoenix was my freaking surprise pick for the Women's Rumble. She came out, Rhea Ripley. She was in wrestling gear, and then she didn't show up.
Yeah, she tweeted out today, "Congratulations! Now I'm going to drag you to hell."
Nice.
So
maybe she's going to be in that fatal 4-way that you guys were talking about earlier.
But it all goes back to this thought that I had about the Rumble is that it created a scenario where we're heading down the road to WrestleMania, 62 days away now, at the time of this recording, of what if, where we could speculate, where we can go, I don't know where we're necessarily heading here. And that's something that we really have not had in the last 5 years. We knew after the Royal Rumble what was coming next. This year, we don't know if we're going to have an undisputed Universal Champion. We don't know which direction Rhea Ripley is going to go with the title. We don't know if Bianca's even going to make it to WrestleMania because there's been a lot of very strong rumors that Becky Lynch or Alexa Bliss is going to come out of that with the Raw Women's Championship heading into WrestleMania. Everything with Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy. We don't even know who Uncle Howdy is yet. And I figured by now we'd have at least had something.
See, look, but last night makes me think that it's not Bo Dallas.
It didn't look like
last night. It didn't look like him. He was look, I hate saying it like this because it makes it sound bad. He was chubby. Like he didn't look like he was in shape, but he looked like he was a bigger fella.
Bo was doing his own little YouTube cooking channel after he got released.
He's trying to say he put Liv Morgan got to put on a freshman 15 and shit.
That was a freshman 15. My God. I'm not going to deny that he was a little bit heavier set, but my
He
God,
got a married gut.
15 is not enough.
I mean, he could have gotten. I mean, maybe he hit the gym, took a little of Uncle Vince's medicine, and got shredded. Who knows? I mean,
As the big guy, I can't say nothing. I have no room to say nothing about anybody.
As a skinny guy, I have no room to say nothing either.
No, I'm just saying. I don't. I mean, when he was, I mean, obviously he was chubby. When he was like
what was it called, the Miztourage or
the Miztourage,
yeah.
The Miztourage.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't into like the greatest shape at that point. No,
right, but his physique isn't one where like
they don't need to be.
No, but you put in 2.5-3 months worth of work.
Oh yeah,
you could easily get into shape, or get shredded.
He's not far off. It wouldn't
If you go back to his NXT gimmick, it was that you have to believe in yourself no matter what. God.
So, I kind of wish they'd bring that back for some stupid.
All you got to do is believe.
If Uncle Howdy drops that in a promo, what would you do?
That if he said he wants Bray Wyatt to believe or something like that, that would be freaking awesome.
I will tell you right now, if he drops that, I will take a chop from Gunter.
I don't even know how we can make that happen.
My biggest thing,
I will get a tattoo that says "Bo leave." How about that?
The biggest thing about it for me right now is with Bray Wyatt and this whole, everything they got going on. And I said it before the show last night. I said it before the Pitch Black match. I want more from it. It's moving too slow for me. Like, I get it. I understand the buildup. How long's it been since he's been back, Paulie? Around about time.
It was in September.
So 4 months.
5?
Yeah, 5 months. Like, it's been almost half a year, and he's had one match. And that was a big point during his one match last night is he hasn't been in the ring for over 2 years. That's his own damn fault. Like, Bray Wyatt is one of the best talkers I've ever seen in my life. He's one of the best storytellers. Clearly, The Undertaker thinks so as well, because on Monday at the 30, you had the passing of the torch, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I need more. Give me, like, dude, the Bo Leave thing is a perfect. That's what sent me off on this tirade. Give me that. Give me Uncle Howdy telling them to Bo Leave, because then it gives me so much more to speculate. I have no freaking idea who any of the Firefly Funhouse people are.
You know how he keeps asking Alexa, do you think you're in charge?
Yeah.
What if next week he goes back and says, do you believe you're in charge?
Perfect.
So it is worth pointing out that on the press conference after the Royal Rumble, they talked to Bray Wyatt. He did talk about how he was a little bit nervous coming into his first matchup in God knows how long on TV, because he had wrestled at Madison Square Garden shortly after Christmas, but that obviously wasn't a TV match. He did confirm that there is going to be something between Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss going forward. So that's something to keep an eye on. The Alexa Bliss stuff, I don't know. I always liked the goddess Alexa Bliss. I thought she was fantastic in that role. I don't much care for Dark Alexa. I think
I liked when she came out of that.
It's not her.
I know. When she came out with that black paint down her face, bro, she looks sweet.
You know who the best WWE champion women's champion of the past 5 years has been? Sasha Banks. No,
get him off the show. Get him off the show. Hang him up right now. Get him out of here.
I wanted to trigger Mike because I remember we talked.
I can get that much Sasha Banks in.
Get him out of here
on the show. There's no limit.
One of the first conversations I had with Mike, we were talking, and I said, who is your least favorite? And he said Sasha Banks.
I hate her so much.
So I was so excited that I get the chance to say that on an episode.
You see how that went. That's it. You're out of here.
No, I hate her. I hate her so much. I hate Sasha Banks. I hate Mercedes Moné. I hate that Paulie is going to be right, and at the end of the year, she's going to get named the best women's wrestler of 2023.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Not. because she showed up at Wrestle Kingdom, whatever they were calling it, and botched a move already. Like,
Yeah, I don't put that on her. I put that on Kari,
it's
though.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that was more
It's a
Kari.
50-50. It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
But I agree. But it wasn't all on her.
I-
But it's a 50-50. She did help the situation.
So no, before,
A good wrestler would have saved it and made it look good.
Yeah, somehow. You know what she could have done is it went down, and then she could, instead of like then getting to the ground and doing apparently a DDT that her head was, she should have went.
She
into
was
the bank.
already laying down on the ground.
She should have went to the bank statement.
Yeah,
Just
something.
pulled back, and there you go.
I have a feeling there was something where she wasn't allowed to make her tap out.
Yeah,
Well, she didn't have to make her tap out. She could have just done it for a second, like save the move.
But if she's going to lock in the bank statement, she's going to lock it in until Kyrie starts tapping out.
Whatever. All right.
I do.
Do you have anything else left to talk about Royal Rumble wise?
No.
I do want to biggest pops of the night for my daughter, who likes wrestling, Becky Lynch. She's a Becky Lynch fan.
That's Paulie's favorite woman wrestler.
She loved Cody before he got hurt, and she was really happy that Cody won. And she also loved her other favorite wrestler, Seth Rollins. So she loved Seth in the Royal Rumble. So she was a happy camper because Becky kind of got to shine a little bit, not as much. Seth was in there for a long time, and then Cody got the win. So I got
if your daughter, if she could rank the Royal Rumble, how many pile drivers you think she'd give it?
17.
If you could rank the Royal Rumble, how many?
1 through 5.
1 to 5. How good was it? 5 being real good.
How good was it? 1 through 5.
5.
I have to give it a 3.
Ooh, she said 3.
Wow,
nice.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Good rating. I trust her. I trust her judgment.
Good job.
I trust her judgment. Good call.
Her name is Sophia. She's actually right about.
Great pick, Sophia.
There she is. Good job, Sophia. I agree with your I agree with your pick.
Welcome to the
I gave it
Pile
a
Driver.
3.5.
Welcome to the pile driver, Sophia.
All right. So if we got nothing else, since we have Paulie's got something.
It's worth pointing out 1 and 30 were the final 2 in the men's rumble. 1 and 2 were the final 2 in the women's rumble. This is the first time in history that that's ever happened in the same rumbles. There was a lot of history made, a lot of records broken. It was awesome. I'm glad that we got to see a Triple H booked Royal Rumble because this gives me hope.
He did a good job.
This was
He did a good job. This was his first.
After the train wreck of last year, this was a breath of fresh air.
It wasn't the greatest, but it was much better, in my opinion.
100%. I'm eager to see where we're going. 68 days away.
Yeah.
I can't wait for WrestleMania. And I did not say that a single time last year.
Well, that's good. Are we going to have a 2-day WrestleMania again this year, do you think? Probably 2 days?
Yes, it is. Saturday, Sunday. The biggest WrestleMania in history.
Joe, you got any more other thoughts for Royal Rumble before we get out of here?
We're not getting out of here yet.
Just like I said, I really enjoyed that they had all their homegrown, almost all their homegrown people. You obviously want to see some surprises here and there, but I thought the matches were great. The Royal Rumble matches were great. The main event was great. I can understand maybe the pitch black match to some extent. The Alexa and Bianca was whatever it is, but overall, I thought it was a really good Royal Rumble. Like you said, not the best of all time. Certainly better than
definitely not the worst.
Yeah, certainly better than some of the train wrecks we've had in the past. And like Paulie said, I'm really excited to see where we can go from here.
I agree with everything you guys said. I don't need to add anything to that. So because we have a full table here, Joey, sometimes we like to do a top 5. And it doesn't have to be wrestling related. Can be anything. And it's top 5. But Paulie, we let Paulie pick the category
draft,
tonight.
So if someone picks one, you can't use that one.
So yeah, if I pick it, you can't pick it.
That way we can get that reaction of you going, oh crap, you took my
Paulie, you are in charge of picking the category this time. So let us know what the hell we're doing here.
Top 5 today is going to be top 5 favorite movies.
Top 5 favorite movies.
Okay.
There's a million movies, so we can't possibly.
Yeah, we should be solid here.
We'll let the guests go first.
I was gonna say, lead it off, Paulie. You guys go first. You get to go first.
There's a number of movies that I want to name number 1, but I have to go with Major League.
Major League is your number 1? First round
That
draft
movie
pick.
got me through a lot of bad times being a Cleveland
Okay.
Yeah, like-
sports fan.
I love it. I love Major League.
This is like Desert Island. You're on a desert island with a TV and a DVD player, and you get 5 DVDs.
Oh,
What 5 are you taking, bro?
Draft day number 2.
Damn.
Joey, what is your first round pick, man?
My first round pick would be my number 1 movie, Godfather Part 1.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
I mean,
That is a good one.
it's a masterpiece.
I mean, I agree. That's a fucking great movie. Dean, go ahead. I'll take last pick. I'll go fourth.
My number 1 favorite movie that I'm about to give Forrest Gump. I
That's
love
also a
Forrest
good
Gump.
one.
Very
I'm
good.
going with my favorite movie. It's been my favorite movie for a multitude of years. I will forever love this movie. I've been to the place where it was filmed. Shawshank Redemption.
Wow.
That's a good one.
That was gonna be my next one.
That's my favorite movie probably of all time. I love that fucking movie, dude.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
So I'm a Batman fan, so I can't not have a
You
Batman
have to
movie.
specify. You have to
It has to
specify.
be- it has
You
to
can't
be
just be
the-
like Batman.
I'm getting there. It has to be The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the one with Heath Ledger, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best one. I'm
Yeah.
not taking a Batman movie.
So
Yeah, that's the best one.
I was gonna take Shawshank Redemption number 2, but I'm gonna try and not pick movies that have already been picked. So it might be in my top 5. I mean, it's definitely my top 5, but I'm not gonna pick it just for let's keep some new movies going. I'm gonna go. My number 2 is going to be Training Day.
That's a good one too.
Wow. Okay.
King Kong and this.
Denzel Washington Oscar, baby. That's all I can say.
My second round pick is going to be Step Brothers.
Oh.
That is so clutch. I don't care what anyone says.
That's my movie.
I think Dean just changed my whole pick. Like I might have to change it up.
We
Oh.
should point out that you pick 5 movies here, but you also pick before your final
Yes.
pick an honorable mention that didn't.
Yes,
quite
so
make
we
it.
get 6 technically.
I-
get
You get
honorable
6,
mention.
yeah, but you get an honorable mention that didn't make the list.
That way, if you have one that you're kind of on the fence about, you can just save that for your honorable mention.
Exactly.
If you can't name 5 quotes from Step Brothers, then you don't have a sense of humor.
Right.
When me and Dean lived together, we kind of just talked in those quotes all the time.
All day.
That was how we
that's
communicated.
all you need.
All right. So pick number 2 for me. I'm gonna take it back to one of these movies where we probably know every freaking word, and I'm gonna go ahead with the classic Super Bad.
That's a good one. Okay.
That's a very good one.
I love that movie too.
Exactly. That's one of the ones we would just put on repeat on the DVD player and just let it play over and over and over and over again.
All right, I'm gonna pick a movie that basically changed my life the first time I got to see it because I got a chance to glimpse the future. Back to the Future Part 2. It's my
I thought he was
favorite
gonna
movie
say.
from the
I thought he was gonna say
series.
Wally.
Oh God, no! But the first time I saw that movie was with my mom. It was cool to think what could be if I would make it to the future, and the day came and went, and it was really cool.
We still don't have flying cars, Polly.
We will never have flying cars. The whole concept
Never.
was dangerous. They were flying around at 200 miles an hour in the sky.
This is true.
Isn't a
All
flying
right, Joey,
car,
pick number 3.
isn't a flying car just a helicopter?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty close.
So I was gonna go something different here, but you know what? I'm going to have to. I gotta go with obviously Star Wars. Empire. Empire.
I was gonna say you got to better pick one.
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, good pick. Fuck you. I was definitely going Star Wars next, and Empire is the best movie.
My next one. It's gonna be Beetlejuice. I'm a big
Ooh,
horror.
that's
I'm
a
a
really
big
good
horror
one.
guy.
That is a really good
Beetlejuice
one.
was always my favorite. I watched it all the time as a kid. I'd be like,
I just watched. Me and Zoe just
Beetlejuice.
watched it a little bit ago, like a couple weeks
Love me
ago.
some Beetlejuice. Michael
I
Keaton.
literally had never watched that movie until this past Halloween, and then I was like, "Oh, this is a really good movie."
It is. This is a really good movie.
Okay, I got one, and I'm gonna. I don't think he's gonna take another.
Yeah, there's
one,
so many
I'm
good
gonna
movies,
leave it.
man.
I'm
I'm sitting
gonna
there trying to
leave it
think, like,
there because I don't
hmm.
think Joey's gonna take another one. But I gotta take it. It's probably been one of the best movies of this whole series. in the past, however long they've been doing these movies, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man No Way Home, the newest Spider-Man with all three Spider-Mans. It was the best Marvel movie I've ever seen. They're all great,
Yes.
but to have all three of the Spider-Mans in the multiverse, it was just, for me as a super nerd, it was choice. So Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's good.
It's a good one. So we're on pick number 3.
Four.
Ooh, getting close to honorable mention, all that stuff. Boys, who are you gonna call?
Ooh.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
Good call, Paulie. That's a good one.
So that's a really good one. I wasn't even thinking really.
I
Exactly.
literally love that's probably my favorite horror franchise, if you want to call it that.
So right now I'm trying to decide between my favorite sports movie or
Just it's so hard, bro.
It is.
you know
tough.
what, and like I said, obviously I think that a lot of our five, we probably have different ones if we could pick the same ones and stuff like that. But I'm going to go with a comedy that kind of they had a bunch of them. It came out like right when I was in high school, and they were hilarious, raunchy comedies that just aren't around anymore. I'm gonna go the American Pies. Yeah,
Good pick. Good pick.
That's a good pick.
American Pie.
and I'm going with like 1, 2, and 3. Like I'm not going just picking one.
I'll give you the trilogy of American Pies.
Yeah, like you need 1, 2, and 3. Same with Star Wars, but you could.
Well, that's why I didn't look, because I wanted to pick Endgame. But like you can't have Endgame without Infinity War. So like
you could pick.
I'm not using two. I'm not using 2 picks on that.
You could absolutely use pick Endgame. You pick Endgame.
All right, Dean, what you got?
I'm gonna go towards the sports. And
I got mine. Yep, I got mine locked and loaded. Sports movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a
Love me
good
some Adam
one.
Sandler, and it's one of my favorite sports movies in general.
And it's hilarious.
Yes.
It is
Barker.
hilarious. So I'm gonna go with actually an off the wall, and most people, I don't know about us, because where we live, but it wasn't a very widely regarded sports movie. Dean, you know where I'm going? Nope. It was not a very widely regarded sports movie. Some people said it was good, some people didn't like it. I love it. I've watched it a billion times. I will watch it every other time. Chadwick Boseman gets the number 1 draft pick draft day, the Cleveland Browns movie. I love it.
I
love it.
There. You went there.
I did. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
I had a feeling he was going there.
Mac, no matter what.
The Cavs are update. I got a quick Alexa update real quick. The Cavs are winning 64-34 at the half.
Oh, at least they're showing some consistency. Losing, you know what though? I think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard both were not playing. So,
oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never cared who wasn't playing as long as it wasn't on my team.
All right, Paulie. Honorable mention and pick number 5.
This is tough because I could interchange these two. I'm gonna go honorable mention, Anchorman.
Good, great pick.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Holy.
And I'm gonna go number 5, The Matrix.
Ooh,
The one.
It's the very first one.
That's
Neo.
The one where we didn't need 2 more freaking movies.
That's the only.
Yeah, we didn't need no more. It was great.
So I'm going. I'm gonna go. My favorite sports movie. It's very tough, and if I kind of want to keep it. A bunch of different stuff. My favorite sports movie is gonna be my 5th pick, and that's Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one, dude.
It's just a movie you can. Denzel's my boy. I love Denzel Washington. He's good in anything. Tom Hanks is another one too. That's why when you said Forrest Gump, that was good.
Yeah.
My honorable mention though is going to be a movie that I have watched probably like 400 times, and I still laugh my ass off. And it's Grandma's Boy.
That's a good one.
Right.
Great pick. Great. That's a
Did
great
not
pick,
see that
too.
coming in that direction.
That's a great pick.
My
too.
honorable mention is going to be another Tom Hanks movie in Money Pit.
Ooh,
I love it.
good movie.
That's a really good movie.
Good movie.
It was a toss-up between Money Pit and The Burbs. I love The Burbs.
Well, is that your honorable mention then?
No, honorable mention is The Money Pit. My 5th pick is Talladega Nights.
I just watched it a couple days ago for the first time in a little bit, and it's. I mean, sometimes you just wake up in the morning and piss excellence.
Facts. That opinion ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on. All right. Here we go. Honorable mention. I'm gonna
There's too
go the
much Will
route
Ferrell
Dean
on
went.
this list.
I'm gonna go with the route Dean went, and I'm gonna take him. He's probably one of my favorite actors. I'd probably give him top 3 for sure. I'm gonna go Billy Madison. Dean went Happy Gilmore. I'm gonna take Billy Madison. Those were definitely movies of my teenage years that I watched a billion times and over again. Pick number 5. This is a hard one because there's
Travis Kelce got the first touchdown of the game, just like for that big bet I had in my parlay.
Nice. So there's a lot of movies that you could go with, obviously. Pick number 5. I got to go with Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
It's a great movie. It's
pick.
got Robin Williams, man, who's probably one of my other top 5 favorite actors. It's not a funny Robin Williams, which is weird for me because I was kind of hoping that Mrs. Doubtfire would have made my list, but I love Good Will
Patch
Hunting.
Adams is another good one.
Patch Adams,
Jumanji.
freaking Jack, Jumanji. We can go on and on. The Birdcage, he's hilarious. Like,
Oh God.
But great top 5s, everybody. That was awesome.
That was a good
Thank you both to our guests for joining us today. We definitely appreciate having you guys.
You go follow Paulie and Joey both on there, both on Twitter. Paulie, what's your handle?
At Paul HCLE, where I can't stand M. Night Shyamalan movies. Stop letting this guy make movies.
Oh, I forgot Paulie wanted to go on an M. Night Shyamalan rant.
Have you seen his most recent movie?
No.
Knock at the Cabin? Oh,
no.
Is it bad?
You have to sacrifice one of your family members or the fucking apocalypse happens. How the hell did we get there?
What led to this moment?
I don't know. I watched the trailer of it, and I'm sitting here going, how did we get from guy knocks on door to the end of the damn world?
I feel like you're triggered by M. Night Shyamalan the way Mike's triggered by Sasha Banks.
Dude,
for sure.
That's a terrible director.
For sure.
He had like a movie where the main villain was Oxygen. How do you make Oxygen the villain?
When they made another one where Mark Wahlberg it was basically the same movie.
M. Night Shyamalan should be shot out of a cannon towards the sun. The world will be a better place.
Oh my God. And on that, we're going to end it on that awesome rant from Paulie. Make sure you head over to Believe Land, follow all of our other podcasts for all of our other local sports. Follow Joey and the Cavaliers podcast. Follow Paulie.
All things Cavalier.
Follow us, like, share, comment. Make sure to thank you to our sponsors. We definitely appreciate all you guys' information and hard work.
Absolutely.
I got nothing else. I'm the best in the world.
The big dog. Peace. Say bye, guys.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Peace.